Magic mushrooms, or shrooms. Many of us have heard this term before, but don't know what it means. The better term to use is psilocybin mushrooms or psychedelic mushrooms. This fungus is just like any other, except it has chemicals inside known as psilocybin and psilocin that is chemically activated when ingested. Although it is known to be a natural medicine in many cultures, it is illegal to possess in a few countries around the world and is considered a Schedule I drug here in the United States. Many believe that the medicinal value of magic mushrooms for illnesses such as PTSD and the use of mushrooms in human history warrants the legalization of the substance on a federal level here in the United States. To get a better understanding on what shrooms are, knowing the origin and what they were used for in our history is important to understand before making a decision like legalizing the drug. According to Shanna Freeman of How Stuff Works, psilocybin mushrooms are thought to have been used as early as 9000 BC by many different cultures, such as the Aztecs and the Mayans, for ritualistic ceremonies, and was believed to be from the gods themselves, along with other psychedelics such as peyote. Psychedelics were believed to bring a connection to the spirit world by many Native American tribes and their healers, which are called shamans, who were known to use psychedelics for guidance and give psychedelics to their members, to their tribe members, for different kinds of ceremonies and for things like to heal warriors after battle. Westerners started using mushrooms in the late 1950s when a man named Gordon Wasson was traveling through Mexico to study mushrooms and participated in a Mazatecian ceremony performed by a shaman. The study was published in 1957, and from it blew much more experiments and research on how and what magic mushrooms are and what they do to the human body. This also sparks a large movement in the 70s, known as like the disco era, when a lot of psychedelics were being used, and tie-dye became very popular, along with bands like the Grateful Dead, like you see here. After ingesting, psilocybin mushrooms are metabolized in the stomach and turned into psilocin, which is a psychoactive chemical that causes hallucinations. According to tripsafe.org, a psychedelic education guide, shroom hallucinations last around 6 to 7 hours after ingesting. Different factors play into the strength of the effects, such as the amount taken, from how a person's body metabolizes substances, and according to the textbook Drugs and Society, social settings plays a major role in a user's trip and determining whether it's going to be good or bad and mild or intense. An article by drugpolicy.org also explains that medical benefits are primarily psychological, and studies have shown that they can be effective in treating anxiety, depression, PTSD, and even addiction to other drugs such as alcohol. Personally, I have tried shrooms and noticed a few things I didn't find in my research. I found that about 30 minutes after taking them, I had a sensation in my stomach like I had butterflies. I found myself smiling and giggling at the smallest things that normally wouldn't be funny. I also felt like all the colors I was seeing were vibrant and very bright. Many think that when you are hallucinating, you are seeing things that aren't there. However, this isn't normal, and actually is a sign that the mushrooms are having a negative effect on the user, and that they could be experiencing symptoms of schizophrenia. Perhaps the most important reasoning behind why shrooms are illegal is because of their connection to mental disorders. While they can cure some, when a person either takes too much or isn't mentally prepared or stable enough to use magic mushrooms, the user can sometimes experience psychosis, which is when your thoughts and emotions become so out of control, you lose touch with the external world around you. According to NZ Herald, psilocybin mushrooms trigger the same part of the brain that schizophrenic episodes trigger, which makes them dangerous for those who experience schizophrenia to partake in them, because they can cause a major episode even for those who have never been diagnosed. Although these are major concerns for using the drug, the numbers of people that have these experiences with mushrooms are greatly lower than those who actually enjoy and want to use the mushrooms. I think that as we become more advanced in the medicinal field and more studies are done on how to properly use psychedelics, the more our society will see the value of this fungus. Colorado is the first state in the United States to decriminalize the possession and use of psilocybin mushrooms. I think it will be a good test to find both the positives and negatives of mushrooms and move us forward on using the ancient medicine the right way through the right experimentation and research. Thank you.